What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Christian, and today we're going to be talking about Wakanda Forever. Just saw it. Wearing my Wakanda T'Challa jersey, and just got back. I think I saw it maybe not even an hour ago. Thoroughly enjoyed it. What can I say? I mean, Black Panther is one of my favorite superheroes. Batman's number one. I grew up with Batman, but Black Panther is, I would say, number two. I've read a lot of comics about him, about the character of Black Panther, and he's just awesome. Before we even knew he was going to be in Civil War, I was a fan of him, so it wasn't just the MCU. It was definitely before, and it was awesome to see Chadwick Boseman put on the mantle in Civil War, and then get his solo movie in Black Panther, and see him in Infinity War, and all of Wakanda in Infinity War, and then we got to see him at the end of Endgame, and then of course he passed away, which is huge, shocking for everybody, and unfortunately, I don't want to dwell on that in this video, but I mean, if you guys have seen Wakanda Forever, spoilers, we're going to talk about spoilers, that's definitely a huge theme of the movie, is losing Chadwick Boseman, and that was a big question for a long time, is how is this sequel going to tackle the loss of Chadwick Boseman, this big actor, this hugely influential character that he played, and not just the only character of influence that he did in as many other movies that he did. But focusing on Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, wow, just immediate tears of sadness, more tears of sadness, and then tears of happiness, and more tears of sadness, and then tears of like, this is freaking awesome. I try not to be influenced by the Marvel effect, as they call it, because it's definitely a thing that happens. You just walk away from a Marvel movie like, this is the best thing ever. I definitely don't get that as much anymore, especially because a lot of it's streaming and it's not on the big screen. But I just was loving every minute of the movie, and it's a long movie. I think it's 2 hours and 40 minutes or something like that, and I did not feel like it was long at all. I think that more Marvel movies need to be this length to really bring out the storyline and develop characters throughout one movie. They did a great job with that. Starting from the beginning, I mean, immediately it's T'Challa's sick from an illness, and that was just like, oh my gosh. I mean, Chadwick was dealing with cancer, and then he dies in the movie, and I can't imagine the family of Chadwick Boseman and then the cast of the movie pretty much having to relive the dying of Chadwick, and then the funeral procession through the city, and then the mural that we saw in the trailer, and then when Letitia Wright, she is crying and hugging the casket, I should say, of T'Challa. That was just like, whew. And it's just like the emotions of Chadwick Boseman dying already 2 years ago, I believe, and that's just crazy to think. And pretty much, like I said, reliving those moments, and just me, I've never met him, but just loving his movies that he's done in the past, and then going into Black Panther, and then the movies from after, or I should say Civil War, and then going on into his passing, is just like, for me, my own little world of a fan. I felt sad, and so I can't imagine, the pain of people who knew him so well. But I think they did a great job of honoring him, and throughout the whole movie, And even as I was leaving, I was looking for like a poster or something, and I did watch it kind of late. We had meant to go, my friends and I had meant to go, you know, the first weekend, and then something happened and we couldn't go, and then the next weekend we couldn't make it happen, and so we finally were able to go. But I was looking because I wanted to take a picture, you know, pointing to the jersey I had. But as I was driving away, I saw the poster on the outside of the theater, and it had the Black Panther mask kind of shadowed, and like even in the promo posters, it was still paying homage to Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther suit in the Solo movie. So I thought that was just perfect. But yeah, I think they handled it well. I'm sure a lot of people, because a lot of Marvel's doing this in most of their movies and shows, is that they're going to, and I'm going to caveat this, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with this, but what they're doing is they're shifting a lot of their main characters to female-led roles. And whether you agree that's good or bad, you know, regardless of that, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, it does happen in the comics, and it happened a while ago, that Shuri does take up the mantle. And so it's not something so out of left field that they're just trying to have a feminist movement. No, I mean, Shuri has been Black Panther in the comics many years ago. It's not like something that's happened in the past 5 years. So it was really cool to see her come on the scene. But before we get there, I'm jumping ahead. The action was great. Namor, or Namor, is technically, you know, without love is what they talked about. I loved his backstory, and Namor's played by a Mexican actor. I'm forgetting his name, but his last name is Mejia, which I have a cousin with the last name Mejia, so that's kind of cool to see. I'm like, oh dude, that's your family. And I'm half Mexican myself, so that was cool to see that and have them speaking Spanish in the films. But then even more so, going back to the Aztecos and seeing them speak, you know, the native language was really cool. And to see that representation was really awesome. And like Namor's villain character was awesome. I mean, Ryan Coogler, he just knocked it out of the park, and it was awesome. You know, I remember catching myself several times in the film like this doesn't feel like a Marvel movie. And then I'm like, oh, this is a Marvel movie. And I'm like, how is this a Marvel movie? Like several times I caught myself. And I think that's the beauty of some of the best Marvel films, is that it's so Marvel and it's awesome. And then like, does not feel like Marvel. And it's awesome, you know? And I think Ryan Coogler and, you know, his screenwriters and ADs and all that, and all the producers and everything, they did a great job in this film. In handling not only the passing of Chadwick and passing over the mantle and all that stuff, but bringing in this new villain just was so well done. Now, bringing in new people is the formula of Marvel in the past. You know, it's tricky. I've watched all the properties, whether it's a show or a movie, and like She-Hulk has been a huge up for debate. And you know, there's this whole thing of bringing in a new character and throwing away pretty much the old characters. Like, they brought in She-Hulk, but they kind of have to trash the regular Hulk or toss him aside. I feel like they didn't do that with this movie. They lifted up Shuri's character and Okoye's character and Nakia's character, and even, I wouldn't say they lifted up Everett Ross's character, but they gave him some spotlights. But I'm saying this in argument to bringing on Ironheart as the new character in the MCU. And I'm glad they weren't like, oh, this is Ironheart featuring Black Panther, or, you know, Ironheart featuring Wakanda. It was very much, this is Wakanda Forever, this is Black Panther #2, this is Shuri's becoming the Black Panther, but also we're introducing Ironheart. I like her, like, character, not like this the superhero version, like not Ironheart, but I forget the girl's name. She was funny and she seemed intelligent and everything, but I feel like we didn't really know, like, how does she get the Stark tech, and how does she know the technology of Tony Stark, because that's how she understands and how she knows how to create the suits, because she stole the tech from Tony. But obviously in this timeline of MCU, Tony's dead, and so it's like, how did she get a hold of the tech from Stark Industries? And they didn't really touch on that. She just happens to have this suit pretty well built in her garage, and that was kind of, I think that was too easy. But maybe in her show or movie, whatever she's gonna get, they're gonna backtrack and really see how she got the knowledge on how to do this. Because obviously when she goes to Wakanda, she gets the knowledge of the Wakandans and the knowledge of Shuri and the vibranium to help her build that really nice suit. But I don't really know much about her, just from what my buddy, who's a huge Iron Man fan, I know what he knows, and he's told me what he knows. He's not crazy about that character, but like I said, her character, just like her person, she's cool, she's funny. But her as Ironheart, I was kind of like, whatever. Like when she first shows up for like a really nice suit, I was kind of like, okay. And then she like dives in the water to save them. I was like, okay. I wasn't like, I don't like this, but I wasn't like, this is awesome. I was just kind of like, again, very neutral. Yeah, the funeral of T'Challa was sad, and then Queen Ramonda dying, Angela Bassett, she did a phenomenal job in this film. Several monologues, whether it was at in Geneva Convention, or not the Geneva Convention, but in Geneva, in Switzerland. Her speech there, and the back and forth with that scene of the military guys, I think they were the French guys, breaking into the Wakanda facility. Awesome. Her speech to Okoye when she was stripping her the title of Dora Milaje, and the general, so emotional, and how she lost everything, talking about her family is gone and all that stuff. Ooh, that was a great performance. Angela Bassett, you knocked it out of the park. My goodness. I think she stole the movie. I think she was the best actor performance in general of the film. Very closely followed by Namor. And you know what? I gotta give that guy props. Because he did a phenomenal job, and you know, he knocked it out of the park. Tenoch Huerta. Yeah, he did a great job. Mejia, I believe, like I said, his last name. Yeah, Jose Tenoch Huerta Mejia. Yeah. Where's he from? Ecatepec de Morales. So he's Morelos, sorry. Yeah, so he's definitely got the native Azteco in him, I'm sure. With coming from where he's from, and I saw his sibling's name too that I can't pronounce, but I'm sure that he knows some of that more native language. You know, if you know any of the Aztec languages, and or if you're from Hispanic origin, or I should say Latino origin, you know, like all that X's and the HTLs and all that stuff that name the Quatls and all that kind of stuff. It's lost on me. And but yeah, he did a phenomenal job as well. But Angela Bassett, she knocked it out of the park, and then she drowns and dies. I was not expecting that. My buddy who saw it with me, he said, you know, he was like, it's water, it's the queen, she's gonna drown. I was like, I didn't even see that coming. I was just lost in the you know, in the commotion of those scenes. It was crazy. Winston Duke, he's a great actor. I really like him. Whether it was in Wakanda Forever, obviously in this one, the first Black Panther, or Spencer Confidential with Mark Wahlberg. He's funny. I really like him. I watch his interviews. He's a great actor. He's funny. And I like how he calls Okoye the bald-headed demon or something like that in the film. That was funny. Bald-headed demon. That guy's hilarious. And so I guess at the end of the movie, he's going to be king of Wakanda because he challenged somebody for the throne. So I think he kind of talked to Shuri. He's like, hey, I'm going to go do this, and I'll tell them you're not going to be coming. So that was cool. Really like his character. What else? Nakia, I was waiting the whole movie to see where she was going to turn up, and they go to Haiti, or Haiti, I believe is the correct pronunciation of it. Really great. I had seen this letter that Ryan Coogler had posted on Instagram about, this movie has 6 languages spoken, and that was awesome to see that. And if you don't know, Lupita Nyong'o does speak, I think, 5 or 6 languages, maybe more. So it was really cool to see her speaking the Wakandan dialect and speaking Spanish, and then speaking the language of Namor and his people. That was really awesome. And then also speaking Haitian and French, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Haitian is a mix of the French with the native Haitian language. Because if you didn't know, they were conquered by France, and so that's why I suppose so many of them speak French. But she was awesome to see. And then what really was cool to see was Shuri designing the new outfit for Okoye, and then the other Dora Milaje, I forgot her name. But with those blue suits, and I forget, what did she call it? She called it the night stars, or I forget what it was called. But really cool to see that, because if you guys have read the 2016 Black Panther comic storyline, that's where those come from. I don't think they're mentioned earlier in the comics, but that was really cool to see. And I don't remember if it's Okoye who has it in the comics. I thought it was Nakia and her partner, or maybe it's Okoye and her partner. I don't remember. I know it's one of them, but I know it's these two of the ladies from the Dora Milaje. And I think that they defect from the Dora Milaje and create their own thing. I forget. It's been a while since I read those, but that was really awesome to see, because that was like a spot on like armor from the comics. That was really cool. Let's see what else. Just overall, the action was really good. I just love to see the ferocity of Shuri as Black Panther when she fought Namor. Like, she dug her claws in his back, and then she ripped off his wing, and she had the wing in her hand. I was like, whoa, she is just fighting like crazy. Some parts of the movie I thought that they were a little too dark or blurry, and I'm like, I don't know if it was my eyes, or I feel like they were just kind of hard to see. Some of the low lit scenes, like Shuri and Queen Ramonda were gonna do the ritual by the ocean at night, and I feel like there wasn't enough lighting. In the underwater instances, when Shuri goes to when she's taken by Namor, that was kind of hard to see, a little, not blurry, but just too dark, I feel like. But yeah, I mean, overall, I just thoroughly enjoy the film, and I can't wait to see it again. And I was skeptical on how Shuri was going to be as a Black Panther, and I think she did a great job. The suit, I was skeptical in the trailer when they revealed how she looked, and then of course in the film, the first time we see her is just like in the trailer when she drops down into the cave with the Jabari and the rest of the Wakandan tribes. But I couldn't help but smile and have small tears well up in my eyes, because it was awesome to see Black Panther on the screen again, whether it was a male or female, whoever was donning the cape. It was awesome to see Black Panther on the screen again. And it was really cool to see Letitia Wright as Black Panther, Shuri as Black Panther. That was awesome. And back and forth, I was like, okay, there's too much embellishment on her suit. In the comics, she's just plain just smooth black. And I believe she has like a cowl and a cape, just like one of the original Black Panther outfits was. I think I have a Black Panther pop somewhere in here that looks like that. I don't know. I got a bunch of stuff behind the camera, a bunch of stuff I'm packing. More on that later, guys. But yeah, I wish it was more like that, more slimmed down, not so much all this like I said, like bedazzled, you know, bedazzledry on it. Kind of like how in Civil War, T'Challa, it's just like he has like some spikes coming from here, and then he has the necklace, and that's pretty much it. Or even when he has his new suit in the Black Panther solo movie, it's just sleek. I wish they would have done something more like that. But who knows, in her next appearance she might be a little more slimmed down, because they always kind of revise the suit every movie. The next thing I wanted to cover is Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character. That was interesting to see her on the scene. If you haven't watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, you don't really know who she is. Or if you haven't seen the end credit scenes for Black Widow solo movie. She is taken up as Madam Hydra. Really interesting on her involvement with Wakanda, arresting Everett Ross, apparently their ex-husband and wife. Crazy. She's hiring what's that one dude to be the US agent, which is really interesting. That's gonna be crazy how that plays out. I really want to go back to that storyline and, you know, more of the grounded heroes and characters. I'm not crazy about the space stuff. You know, we have Ant-Man and Quantumania coming up with Kang the Conqueror. I'm excited for Loki because it's Tom Hiddleston as Loki. He's awesome. But all the space stuff and all this multiverse stuff, like, it's cool. But what I really like is, you know, Bucky and Falcon, or Captain America, I should say now. Like, that's the stuff that I like. And people don't like that. You know, people don't like the people with just like basic powers or no powers at all, like Black Panther, Black Widow and Yelena and all that stuff. But I love that stuff. Hawkeye, it's so cool. That's just me. There were talks about Doctor Doom being referenced in this movie. I remember there was like trailer breakdowns for the first trailer for Wakanda Forever, and how that was gonna play out. And I really like Doctor Doom. He's one of my favorite villains. I have a bust underneath the camera right here, and I have a huge like statue like that in my room. Doctor Doom's awesome, and he's a big rival to Black Panther. And I wish they would have played that out in the original Black Panther film. And I wish they didn't erase Killmonger so quickly, because Killmonger is a huge villain for Black Panther. But that's a whole different video. That was crazy seeing Killmonger come back in Wakanda Forever, though. I did not think that. I was thinking it was going to be like a crying, bawling my eyes out scene with Angela Bassett, Queen Ramonda talking to Shuri, or I thought they were going to do like a deep fake with Chadwick Boseman or something. But having Killmonger come up, that was whew. But yeah, I think they're going to wait for Doctor Doom to be revealed in the Fantastic Four film. I think in 2024 or 25. That I can't wait for. But I would say I would give Wakanda Forever a 9 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. It wasn't perfect. It's probably the closest thing to perfect that Marvel has done recently. I don't remember a movie that Marvel did or show that Marvel did that came close to this. In fact, what has been the last Marvel movies that came out? Shang-Chi was great. Shang-Chi I gave a 9 out of 10, but that's been a while. Let's see. I don't remember. I don't know why I don't remember. Morbius. That's whatever. Oh, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That was. Spider-Man was good. The last Spider-Man was really good. I wouldn't give it a 9 though. The last Venom, Let There Be Carnage, it left a lot to be desired. It was a fun movie, but I gave it a 7 out of 10. I'm just getting a bunch of I'm getting a bunch of X-Men and stuff. That's not what I want. MCU movies. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm just getting stuff all over the place. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. Let's see. The Multiverse Saga. Okay, yeah. So we have Black Widow. That was the first time I watched it. It was really good. Shang-Chi, September 3rd, 2021. So it's been a year. That was such a great movie. Eternals. Spider-Man No Way Home. That was a good movie. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Doctor Strange. Sam Raimi, what'd you do? Thor Love and Thunder. That was the last MCU movie. Disappointing. Yeah. I really wanted that movie to be great, but no, I think I gave it a 6 out of 10. So this, I mean, for this year, I think, or not this year, I mean, we only had Doctor Strange and Thor. Yeah, for sure the best one. Next, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I'm gonna see it. I'm just not crazy about it. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm excited for that. The Marvels, we'll see. That one's gonna be, it says July 28th, 2023. That's gonna be Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel. I love the Miss Marvel show, so I'm excited for that. Not so much about Captain Marvel though. Captain America New World Order 2024. That I'm excited for. Thunderbolts, we'll see. Blade with Mahershala Ali. I can't wait for that. Deadpool 3 2024. 2025 is Fantastic Four. Can't wait. Avengers The Kang Dynasty. Who knows how that's gonna play out. And Avengers Secret Wars. Secret Wars is going to be interesting. Armor Wars, interesting. And Untitled Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings sequel. We shall see. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Like I mentioned, 9 out of 10. Wakanda. T'Challa. Hope you guys can see the back of it. Great movie. Also, soundtrack was great. I believe I'm actually not even gonna butcher it, but yeah, Baba Mal. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Great. I believe he did songs for Black Hawk Down, because in the film it takes place in Mogadishu in Africa. He also did Black Panther 1, and of course doing and I think no, Black Panther 1, and then of course Infinity War, and then of course in Wakanda Forever he did some songs, but I just love the music that he does, and I think it just transports you to the world of Wakanda and in Africa, and it just creates a encapsulation for me for Africa and the culture and the beauty of that continent and the countries within it. And it's just, if you haven't listened to his music, if you haven't, it's beautiful. Baaba space Maal is his name. Baba Mal. Sorry if I'm butchering that, but great music. If you haven't, check it out. It's great. I love it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. See ya.